As teased in my last video, the ceiling fan in the front hall powder room needs to be changed. There are issues. Let's get into some of the details. Hello, welcome back to the shop and the channel and ceiling fan in the powder room. Not a woodworking project, but a home project. I thought I'd throw a few of these in. So the problem was that humidity comes in from the outside. It's very humid in this area in the summer. Comes into that bathroom because the fan dumps right through the wall into the cavity between the ceiling of the porch and the roof of the porch. So that just dumps out, and it's only a run about that long. I started Googling it well, first of all, we put a little dehumidifier in there, and this is it. And it works pretty good, but we want to solve the problem. So I started thinking about putting a damper in there, and I found dampers, and I found a nice little 4-inch damper that very, very light springs, but only, when it blows in this direction, opens up, and then springs close when the fan turns off, and it seals up pretty well as far as I can tell. So I wanted to go in and mount that. It's a 4-inch. A friend of mine came over to give me a hand. We couldn't get into the ceiling because of the way they fastened those plastic or vinyl panels. So we went into the bathroom, pulled the cover off, the grill off of the fan, and found this piece of crap in there. This is like below whatever I would even consider builder grade. At Lowe's, this same model now is only $21. Gives you an idea. Found out that the outlet duct for this fan is 3-inch. And it had a damper in there, but the damper was gone. It's like it was never installed or someone took it out at some point. The little box that holds this fan in, that's in the ceiling, is attached with one screw on the side. So what I'm going to do, I bought a new fan. We'll look at this later. I'm going to open up that wall considerably. I've got a new cutter from my oscillating tool I'll show you for cutting drywall. I'm going to open up that ceiling wide enough so I can get in and work and do things like I want to do, and then install the new fan. This has a damper, and I know it has a damper in it. I might even put this in line just to have 2 dampers. I mean, this one here is just weight, no springs. It just blows open when you. This one has the little springs, but this is high CFM, so I'm not worried about this not opening. So first thing I want to do is go in and do some handy cam work with the iPhone and show you what we have and what we're going to be doing. Then we'll come back and we'll unbox this and start planning the installation. So here's what I was talking about. See the outlet to the fan housing is only 3 inches. I'll show you in a second that there's no dampener there. So let's get up a little close, and I'll use my flashlight for that because this is, after all, my iPhone. So it's hard to see in this view, I can tell, but you can see there's no dampener in there. It's just open to the outside world, and that's where the humidity's been coming in. I can feel it right now since I took the cardboard off. It's just coming in here and humidifying the room. And the housing is held on, I thought it was only by 1 screw, but there's 2 screws here and here that screw into the joists, and I'll be cutting all this drywall away so I can get in there and work and then put a nice big patch on it. But that's the crap. And there you saw the kind of builder's grade crap that's in there. Getting rid of that. I'll probably do the upstairs bathrooms as well at some point. But let's take a look at the new one. I've already opened the box up. And we have, instruction manual, package of screws, the grill. Notice the difference in size. Has a much higher CFM. The mounting brackets that, I think you can, go between the joists. And let's get this out. Aha, this end. And this is the new one. It's going to go up in the cavity like this, of course. And now this has a 4-inch outlet, so I have to cut a new hole in the joists. And there's a trick to doing that. And if this interferes with the 3-inch hole that's already there, well, it's kind of hard to take a hole saw and cut a 3-inch hole outside of a 4-inch hole. But I got a trick for that. So this is the damper. When it blows, it opens up, and when it stops blowing, it closes down basically by weight. And this is the other damper, which I'm probably may or may not use. I may take this damper out and put this one in. I don't know yet. And there's the electrical stuff, and it plugs in. So the motor is replaceable in all of these. You unplug it here and take that panel out, and you can replace the motor. And this is a big squirrel fan. And this is a tiny little, horrible little blade fan. This is a regular squirrel fan. So I forget what the CFM of this is. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay. So I don't have to mount this to the bottom of the joist. I just mount it to the joist with these brackets because it fits right between your joists. I think this is like 110 CFM or something like that. This doesn't tell me anything, does it? I'll look it up later, but this is like 110 CFM. So now the next thing to do is go back in the bathroom and get that thing out of there, cut the hole, and I'll show you that new tool I bought for the oscillating tool. Cut the hole big enough so I can get in here and work with this and get it done. And I'll show you the trick for getting a 4-inch hole where there might be a 3-inch hole. It's really very simple. So let's go remove. I'll just remove it and bring it in here and do a little breakdown. And I got the plenum out of the wall for this garbage little fan, and it's garbage. This piece of crap. You look in, just to prove my point here, you look in the tube and the ductwork, and there's no damper. The pins are there for the damper, but there's no damper in place. You see all these bends and stuff? That's how it came out of the wall. I think it was in the back of somebody's pickup truck, and they said, hey, let's put this in there. It's really junk. Really, really junk. So there's a revelation. Take a look at this little handy cam footage. Note there's a square hole cut into the rim joist. That square hole is 4-inch by 4-inch. I tested it with some 4-inch ductwork, and it fits perfectly. So this 3-inch piece of ductwork was sitting in a 4-inch hole with nothing sealing it up. That little bit of insulation around it, it's only like 3 inches. And it was just allowing stuff to come around the ductwork as well. A little staining in there from humidity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hard ductwork through that hole and seal it up with the magic what do they call window and door, this door sealer expandable foam. And that'll seal it up so it won't allow any intrusion around it. And then I'm going to run a small piece of flex line between this, and to the 4-inch ductwork. This, I've already tested this. This is designed specifically for ductwork to go around it. So, I'm going to call it a day right now. So I've got other things to do in there, and other things have to do around the house, whatever. It's not going to be on camera. The next video is going to be cutting the big hole, prepping the cavity for this, and then putting this in place. I'll spare you the joy of hanging rock back in the hole and mudding, because I hate rock and mudding, but it has to be done. So until next time, of course, make great things out of wood. And while you're at it, do some interesting, if not frustrating, home projects.